Happy Thursday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 397. It is Thursday, April 24th, 2025. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. Well, tonight I am going to share with you my paper pumpkin, and it is called Inked Occasions. Now, this is a really cool box, so imagine what's inside. I have no clue. So I'm going to show you down to the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, look away and I will tell you when I'm done messing around with the camera. I'm excited for this. All right, hold on. So hopefully everybody's had a great week so far. There we go. I'm going to loosen up the camera and we are going to swing down. Yay. Okay. There we go. I think Stacy just showed up. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. Pauline. Sorry. All right. Hi, Pauline. How you doing? Haven't seen you live for a while. That's cool. You can make it, and I can make it too on a let's see, Thursday night. All right. Does that look good? I hope it looks good. All right. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampup.net. PenguinZ33 at outlook.com is my email address. That if you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would love to send you one of these new catalogs once mine come in. All right, so if you are a previous purchaser of mine from 2024 in January to the end of March, when I got to pick my list, anybody who placed an order, doesn't matter what amount, you went in my list to receive the new catalog. So if you don't have one and you don't have a demonstrator, let me know, and I'd be happy to send you one in the United States. Okay, so like I said, that is the new catalog. So this is the annual catalog that's currently right now. And this is the spring mini catalog that also is currently right now. Then we also have the scrapbooking brochure. Now, this is a virtual online brochure, but I printed mine out so I could see things with my fingertips. Then we also have the online exclusives. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is because this list right here, it's called the Last Chance Products list. So everything that is not rolling over into the new catalog or into the online exclusives has been put in here. Once it sells out, it will be no longer available, and it will be on the discontinued list. So a lot of the products, actually some of them have already sold out, but a lot of them have actual discounts and huge discounts. So make sure that if you're purchasing like a stamp set and a die set, that it's either cheaper, to get the bundle, or cheaper to buy separately. So figure that out first, because sometimes it's not necessarily the cheapest way that you think it would be. All right, so that is that. So tonight, like I said, we're playing with the paper pumpkin, but I got one more thing to talk about. And my friends and I are putting on an event that is happening Saturday, June 7th. It is in Highland Park, St. Paul. And we've been doing this for years. And this is probably like number 37, 38 or something like that. So we've put on that many events. So we're going to put on the event on Saturday, June 7th, and you can go online and register now. So go ahead and do that. If you live out of state and you're close, drive up. We have some people from Iowa that love to come, and they make a stay out of it. Okay, so this is the paper pumpkin. Now, I have not opened it. I just tore the plastic off, and we're going to peek inside. Ooh, look at the pretty tissue paper. Okay, so the spot that is the color, it's called Berry Burst. And I'm going to grab my Berry Burst large ink pad. There's really no reason to actually open this up when I already have this one. All right, so we also have a stamp set in here. Thinking of you, congratulations, you are amazing. I'm here for you, hugs, sending my love on your retirement and to the happy couple. Well, that's cool, that's a retirement card also that's in there. Okay, so what a paper pumpkin is, it's a subscription program, and it comes to your house, apartment, your dwelling. And it's a surprise. Now, sometimes Stampin' Up! Does post hints as to what might be included. And then you open up the kit, and everything in the kit that you need to make the kit is included in here. Now, technically, not everything, but there's, if you, you need scissors. And there are other things that I like to have. I like the bone folder. I like the Simply Chamois to clean them off. The Take Your Pick tool. And the Stampin' Pearson mat. That's in the annual catalog. And it always comes like this in a plastic. It is shrink wrapped. And it comes with this cardboard in here so that it's a very strong shrink wrap. I work with shrink wrap at work. This is a thicker gauge. But anyways, it comes in here like that so that you don't have to worry about your products breaking apart. And so there's a lot of die cuts in here that Stampin' Up! Uses. So in here, it looks like we're going to be making 3 cards, and it comes with envelopes. Now, if you watch, there are quite a few people that like to do, so that is what the stamp set looks like. So you can actually see the product. There's butterflies, and so that way, when you get done stamping, you can put this together and put this in. You probably could use one of those cases like I use for my Simply Chamois. You can put, several of them together to hold your paper pumpkin kits. And that can be a great way to start your collection of, I want to say, supplies. But anyways, so I like to make one of each and then draw names for the paper pumpkin winners. Everything that I make, I like to draw a winner. Wow, that is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we're just going to separate this into little tiny sections. And the reason why I do this is because I'm going to be making 3 cards. So I want to have 3 different piles ready to go. And it looks like the envelopes are the same. Sometimes the envelopes have decorations on the back. Sometimes it's just the flap. Sometimes it's the whole envelope. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could go rogue and do the whole kit entirely the way you want it. You can cut up the envelopes. You can use these for crafting, to make cards and things like that. But I like to follow the instructions. Number 1, to show you what to do or what not to do. So this is going to be one of the cards. And there is a nice they're all folded, or not folded, they're all scored so that you can fold it easily. And so that's one card design. Look at that. I mean, the back of the card is going to be decorated. The front of the card is going to be decorated. So like if you cut this in half, think of how many cards you can work with and to make. But again, like I said, I'm just going to follow the directions, show you what the card is. All right, so these are mini dimensionals. And here is a die cut. It looks like it's going to be words, stamped words. And then here are some labels, I would say, for greetings. Ooh, look at that one. That one is another card base. Okay, so hugs is the word today. Okay, cool. All right, so what we're going to do is on the back side, it tells you everything that is in the kit, so that way if you're missing something, you can notify Stampin' Up. But I have never, in my years of getting the Paper Pumpkin since they've been started, never, I've never had a missing product. Okay, so the coordinating colors are Berry Burst, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Peach Pie, Pool Party, and Gold. Okay, then also, while you are a Paper Pumpkin, well, hello, Barbara. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, they'll also offer dies that coordinate with 3 of the kits. So like January, February, March, and then April, May, and June. So these dies will coordinate all the way up through June. I do not have them, but that's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to this page right now. This is card 1, card 2, and card 3. So we're just going to put together the parts that go with part number 1. So that way it's just easy for me to grab. Now the first card is going to be this design. So we're just going to use the bone folder just quickly so then it sits flat. It needs a hug. And I mean, they're easy to punch out. Look at how easy that was. All right, so then we got that. We're going to have the envelopes, but I'm not going to play with the envelopes right now. Okay, so it looks like it needs dimensionals, and it needs there's 2 punch outs here. 2 of the corners are rounded, and then 2 of the corners are corners. Then there are 4 corners. Okay, so we need the rounded one, so that's number 1. And it looks like we need the stamped butterflies. And I'm here for you. So we're going to grab. Now on here, there is kind of a flimsy piece of plastic. And I'm just going to save that. And then I am going to pull off the I'm here for you. And I'm going to grab. Now this is G block. That block is retired. But I still use them. And you know what? I'm going to take my hat off. I keep on hitting the camera. So, all right. So I'm going to take the I'm here for you, and I'm going to line that on my glass mat so it's straight. Now this Glass Mat Studio is sold at my online store as well. Then while I'll just let it sit and rest, I'm going to take this block and pull it up and grab it. So then that way it's ready to go. Now the next one is the one with the gold foil etched around it. So that is card number 2. Oh, I forgot to grab the butterflies. So we're going to put the butterflies on. Now these 2 butterflies is on 1 block. So we're just going to lay those down because it actually doesn't matter. And then I'm going to grab another block for that tiny little butterfly. And that is block A. Now block A is also retired, but I have quite a bit so that when I do stamp camps or events, I have enough blocks for all my stamps. Okay, so then now, sorry, back to number 2. We got this, and then this piece that is pulled out. So I'm just going to lift up through the back so that I can lift gently through my dies and just kind of slightly push down on this, okay, and then step up with the dies towards me. So then that way I'm doing a push and pull motion. Oops. I think that this is absolutely cool. And just think what the Wink Stella would do with that. And that goes with that. Okay, and so then the thinking, and we're going to need this for number 3. So I'm just going to poke that out right now. All right. We're going to put number 3 right there. And then okay, so then now we need the thinking of you. So that is this one right here. So we're just going to pull off. And so I'm going to leave the of you. That is going to be my way to make it straight on my block. And we're going to lay this right on top. And then now it should be straight. Okay, so we got that. And apparently we're going to use the butterflies on that. And then we're going to use one of these die cuts. It looks like this is kind of like what I call an outline. And so that thinking of you, we're going to stamp it on that, and then it's going to have an outline on it so you could see those words a lot better. All right, so we got that. Okay, so I think I got everything for number 2. And number 3, we're going to use this one. And we're going to use the, oops, wrong one. First one that I grabbed. Okay, so we're going to do the bone folder again and burnish that crease. So see, if I just folded this one like this, see how that one flops open? That's the reason why you want a bone folder. For the longest time, I never had one. And so I went over to my upline's house and used it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need one of these. So yeah, I am a bone folder participant. Okay, now it looks like we're going to need one of the labels that have all the 4 corners, the straight edge. And Stampin' Up! Generally gives you extras just in case you make a boo-boo. And we're going to use the word congratulations. So we're going to pull that off. And we're just going to line that up again with the grid on my glass mat. Okay, and does that go straight on? Nope, that's a very dirty block. I will grab this one. So I will use another one of those. And so directly push down on it, and then it should be straight. Okay, then we're going to need the butterflies. And it looks like the backing for congratulations is on here. So you could tell the difference See how there's like that edge that would hold the T, and this one is rounded, so you could tell that's definitely for the congratulations. Okay, so then we need the butterflies for this one as well. So we have all three components, I believe, except for the envelopes, ready to go for the cards. So then now we'll just put this up here for card number 3, card number 2, and then I can put all these products back. And what probably will happen is that once I get done with the video, I will come back and create the rest of these cards. So when you get a paper pumpkin, you kind of want to lay all your pieces out for card number 1 and then do assembly lines. So you're going to stamp all your words that you need to, which would be I'm here for you, and then you put it, then you do all your gluing at the same time, and you do all your stamping at the same time. Okay, so now this card, actually, we don't have words to tell us how to put this together. We just have pictures. And this way, we have different markets. And so it actually tells us the card faces this way, so rather than this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp the butterflies in 2 different spots. And now when you get your first paper pumpkin, it comes with a block. And it's like this. So it's 1/4 inch wide, whereas Stampin' Up! Sells this block, and it is 3/4 inches wide. Now you could definitely tell the difference. They're both block, D as in dog, and your fingers sit happily in these indents around the whole block. So it doesn't matter if this is a vertical or if this is a horizontal, whatever way you need it. So, and this, the edges are rounded, so then that way you're not going to poke yourself, but it is not finger friendly necessarily. I mean, it's not hard to hold on, but this is more fun for the fingers. Okay, so let's start putting ink to paper. Now this is the Berry Burst, and Stampin' Up! Has the ink pads so that, and I like to open my ink pads backwards. So this is the front, and how you're supposed to open it is you push up like this, and then you flip it around, and then you push towards you. For me, I like to do it backwards. I like to put my thumb here and my fingers just right here, and I lift the lid up, and then I push forward, and see that indent there? That's where your fingers go. So when you pull it out and you're done, and you flip. So that is how the ink pads work, just in case if you've never seen. And then basically, when it's not being used, it hangs upside down so that the ink goes to the top of the ink pad. So just in case you've never seen Stampin' Up! Ink pads, that is how they work. Now I also have some old ones and I still use them. Okay, so it tells me by the pictures, we're going to take the butterflies and we're going to do, just going to lightly tap so that the ink is on the butterfly, just like that. And then this one right there. Okay, now this is photopolymer, and I like to, why did I close that? I have my greeting to go. This is my Simply Chamois. It's in a case. Now my Simply Chamois is actually cut in 4s because I hold classes, and this way I like to make sure that each of the stations has their own chamois. Now, I know I'm going to be using these butterflies in the next 2 cards. However, I don't like the ink to hang out on the photopolymer because it stains the ink. And once this kit is done, I sell the stamp set at the event that we're going to be doing in June. I have to think of what month we're in. Okay, so now it wants us to stamp the greeting. And now I forgot my Stampin' Pearson mat. Now my Stampin' Pearson mat, I generally clear that off, and I forgot. So I like to, this is my Stampin' Pearson mat, and I like to put a piece of paper on here. So then that way I can have a nice, cushy base in which to stamp on, and it gives my inked up image a nice base. And I kind of got the edge of my glass there, so we're just going to tap, tap, tap. You don't want to squish in, and so I'm going to try to do this straight. Now they want it in the center, because sometimes they want you to put it to the side. I'm just going to let that sit for a second. Oops. I'm here for you, and that looks good. And you know what? I'm going to go rogue, and I just inked up that little tiny Laura! Hi! So I'm actually going to go rogue, and what that means is I'm doing something that the instructions did not tell me to. So I am going to stamp that right on there. So my butterfly is also coming towards the words. So that's just me adding my little fun to that. And you know, at the inside of the card, it's not going to have anything on the inside. Stampin' Up! Leaves this white so that you can decorate it however you choose. So what I am going to do is I am going to stamp the one butterfly there and the two butterflies. See, I didn't know this before I cleaned my ink pad or cleaned the stamps. Things change. So now the inside is going to be decorated somewhat. So whoever wins the card will be able to write whatever they want to on the inside, and the pretty butterflies will be there. All right, so again, I'm just going to clean the words off and the butterflies off, even though I am going to use these again on the next card, but I just want the color to not change the photopolymer as much as it could. All right. Yes, so it goes rogue every once in a while. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, Laura, I'm so happy you're back here. Okay, I'm going to take a drink. Okay. More than a drink. Okay. So the next thing it tells you to do is to cut some dimensionals in half and put that on here. All right, so I'm actually going to grab, I'm going to put this off to the side here, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat. This is another tool that I think any crafter needs, because anything sticky does not stick to this. All right, and also you can see better than on, you can see this better than hanging out on my Stampin' Pearson mat. So I like to make it that you could see things. Now I am going to use my dimensionals rather than the ones they sent us, because this has already been opened. So I don't like to start another thing of dimensionals unless I don't have any. So I don't like to have tons and tons of half used, what I'm trying to say. All right, so we're going to put that there. So we cut that skinny, piece and we right there. No, I don't want to see the dimensional. I just want it to be right in the middle. And this is where the take your pick tool comes in, because my fingernails kind of bite. I don't bite my fingernails. They just kind of suck. As a nice way to put it. We're going to put that there. Now, each piece does not need a dimensional. And see how easy it is? I'm easier to attach with my second and third fingernail. That would be the take your pick tool. Oops, that one is going to go right here because it's kind of chunky. All right. Anything skinny? All right, so we're going to cut that one in half. And then use my take your pick tool. Grab that. Come on, let's go. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so then it tells us it wants dimensionals on our greeting. So we're going to flip that over and grab two of them. 1 and 2. Now, the reason why you do not want to put, if you look at the picture, you do not want to put a dimensional in the center here is because it hangs over the hugs, okay? So this is lifted already, so you don't want to have this lifted and another dimensional on top because then it's going to mound. All right, so then now now these are my Craftsman rubber scissors. Stampin' Up! Had these a long time ago, and for anything that has anything sticky is what I use these for. So my paper snips, paper only, okay? And then these are my ribbon scissors. These are Stampin' Up's ribbon scissors from a long time ago. And those are the very few things that I have kept that I use that have been retired. I refuse to get rid of those. All right, so I'm going to take my take your pick tool at a slight angle and stab and grab those backings. So I'm going to collect those and put them in the trash can. All right. Because my fingernails would not pick these backings up very well. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. That one just rolled off. And then we're going to grab this backing. Okay, so now I'm pushing in the center and that lifts up because these are kind of tiny. And so that helps with that. All right, so just push in the center. Those lift up. Because they're really skinny. All right. So then now we have dimensionals on everything. And so it wants us to put our card together. So we're going to put the hugs in the center. And I'm assuming we don't, I kind of like my hugs kind of at an angle. It wants it to go straight across. But I like it where this kind of hugs the butterfly. And this hangs out right below. I like that. So, Joy going rogue again. Beep, 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 beep. All right. And then C. So, it's supposed to go. Whoops. I'm here for you. So, I'm going to put this right here and straight. Somewhat straight. All right. So, then now... there we go. Now, isn't that pretty? Okay, so that was really simple. Now, we're going to take the Wink of Stella, and this is another thing that I think every crafter needs, and this is a brush that, it's a glitter pen, and I am just going to Wink of Stella my butterflies. You know the saying for Frank's Red Hot Sauce? I put that S on everything. Well, that's how I feel about Winkostella. All right, so that is the outside of the card. Let's go in and put Winkostella on the inside of the card. Because you know what? Every card needs a little sparkle. I should have that made into a t-shirt. All right. Oh, yeah. Definitely, I think Carolyn could use some hugs. I haven't talked to her since she had her pacemaker put in, but I need to do that. My husband's in the hospital now. He has pancreatitis, so dealing with that. All right, so what do you think about card number 1? Just a little bit of beauty. Okay, so then now we're going to grab card number 2, all the components, and we're going to flip this over for the picture instructions. Thank you, Laura. All right, so we are going to do the thinking of you. Again, it tells you how the card is supposed to lay out. Well, that's wrong. It tells you that, okay, it tells you that the card is supposed to, I have the fan on, so it's supposed to look this way. But you know what? It's really supposed to go that way. So the picture is wrong right there. Okay, so it's going to tell you to stamp. So we're going to put this right here. Okay, we're just laying it down because I want to know where to put the butterflies, because if I don't, I might cover them up. So we're just going to lay that down. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to grab that. And so it looks like, I love these flowers. That is just beautiful. All right, so we're going to make these butterflies kind of hang out right there in between those two. And then this butterfly is kind of hanging out right there. Okay, so then that is the stamping on the front part of the card. And then we're going to stamp the thinking of you. And so this greeting is done, so we can move that over to the side. But I want to put some butterflies on the inside of the card. Okay, so let's put butterflies in the corner over here and over here. So we're kind of doing them a little different than the first card, okay? And then we're going to, seeing as how we have this open, I might as well do the thinking of you right now, and then I can close up my ink pad. So that, this gives a little cushion, but this is going to make it so that you could see me and I could see it through my camera for better placement. All right, so we're going to do the thinking of you. Yes, I said butterflies. All right. And we're just going to push that down and allow that ink to transfer. And look at how beautiful that turned out. Okay, so then I'm going to close my ink pad up. And then I'm going to clean off the butterflies. And again, even though I know that I'm going to be using this for the next card, I want the color to not linger on the photopolymer because it tends, the pink tones and the purple tones and the blue tones, they kind of change the photopolymer. And so you could still see through it, but it's not as clear. It's just pink. All right, and there's nothing wrong with pink. I like pink. I'm not a pink girl per se, but I love bright pink. When I was a floral designer, one of my favorite combinations would be purple iris, blue delphinium, orange Asiatic lilies, and then anything hot pink. So it could be a Gerber daisy, it could be wax flower, which is, everybody knows what baby's breath is. Baby's breath is so overdone. Wax flower is a very pretty pink, and also can kind of come in a purplish pink. But yeah, I love those color combinations. Oh, and Kermits. Those are a button flower, and they're called Kermits because they are green, and so the colors just kind of like pumpkin pie, melon mambo, granny apple green, and gorgeous grape or highland heather, along with azure afternoon or blueberry bushel. Those colors are just so fun to play with. All right, so then we're going to take this and we're going to line that up at the bottom. Oops. I'm going to put dimensionals. I forgot that I should put dimensionals on the flowers, at least in a little spot. And then that way, right in the center of those 3 flowers. Okay, and I just want to say, nothing against baby's breath. It's just that when you get roses, you can always pick something else other than baby's breath. Make the floral designer happy. Just kidding. There's something that's called million star baby's breath, or $1 million. I can't remember. It's been 20 years since I've been out of the floral business. But, yeah, I miss my flowers. That's the only thing I miss out of the flower shop. I do not miss Mother's Day. I do not miss Valentine's Day. I do not miss Christmas. All right. Before being a floral designer, I loved Valentine's Day. After the fact, not so much. However, get me out of the design room and get me on the floor, and anybody who came in on Valentine's Day was all mine. I made them generally get the dozen roses, the teddy bear, the chocolate, and the balloons, and a beautiful card. Really? Uh-oh. One of the cats found the catnip ball. So if you hear any weird word or weird sounds in the background, yeah, that's the catnip ball. I don't know which cat's got it, but all I saw was the ball come running into my bedroom, which is my stamp room, if you've not heard. Okay, so then now I'm going to put my lid back on my Wink of Stella. And let's see. You know what? I'm going to put my Wink of Stella on the center of those. And kind of some dabs. Because like I said, Everybody needs a little sparkle. And these little guys down at the bottom. And just kind of dash on some leaves, some beautiful Wink of Stella. Now, the technique that is used to color this cardstock that Stampin' Up! Used is, I forget, but it's a technique, and it uses alcohol and maybe Laura knows. I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue. As soon as I sign off, I'm going to go, that's what it is. But I really, really love. Stampin' Up! Did this last year with a kit as well. And, I mean, see that Wink of Stella? You may not see it, but I absolutely love it. And why am I pausing? Stop it. Okay, so then now it looks like we are going to put some dimensionals onto the back side of our greeting that says thinking of you. And it goes, let's see, that's the way it looks. And I like to kind of put my dimensionals where they tell me, because sometimes I've not looked and not done it very well and regretted where I put my dimensionals, so I kind of pay attention in the instructions as to where they put them. All right, so then at a slight angle, again, stab and grab the backings and take those off, because otherwise your craft room is filled with a bunch of dimensional backings, and it gets over. And see, one of these things is like, it's sticky, okay? But it doesn't stick to the glass mat. If it was on here, it would stick, because it's not the silicone mat. All right, so now let's add this to our greeting, or our card. And that goes just like that. Thinking of you. Now, who wants to win this card? This is card number 2. So, so far, card number 1, card number 2. So you've seen how easy this kit is. So, let's see. Card number 3. We got all the parts ready to go. All right, there is that. And we're going to do congratulations. And it wants us to stamp butterflies on here. And what I am going to do first, though, is I'm just going to lay this down, okay? You may not see it very well, but I just want to make sure that where I stamp my butterflies, it's not going to be covered up. So I'm just going to lay that right there. And this goes right here. So again, we're going to open up the ink pad. And we are going to stamp, just tap, tap, tap in the ink pad. Just right there. Okay. And then we're going to kind of do it up in that little pink cloud burst right up there. Okay, so then now let's do the inside of the card while we got the butterflies going. So we're going to put, let's see here. I don't want to put that there. Just because this butterfly is going towards that way, I don't want to put it like it's going off the card. I want it to look like it's coming into the card. So then, I guess we'll just leave this, we'll do it like, you know, diagonal. Okay, so then, now that we got that stamped, just for now, we're going to also grab that craft mat the silicone mat and the Stampin' Pearson mat, so that way you could see it better and also have that nice cushion. With the red rubber stamps, Stampin' Up! Has a foam on there, so we don't really need that craft mat, or the Stampin' Pearson mat. But I always recommend when you're doing photopolymer, which is this kind of stamp, that you have something cushy, because it gives it a better inked up image. Okay, so we're going to put that over there, and then we're going to go, You Are Amazing. Oh, I did not see that was on there. I missed that one. Okay, so You Are Amazing. So we're going to put that on a block. We're going to take this one off, and I'm going to grab that, and then we're going to just slightly tap in Berry Burst, and we're going to send, I'm going to put that off to the right side, or to the left side, because you know me, I am going to put another butterfly there, because I think it needs another butterfly. Do, 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 do. I mean, like, why not, right? It's my kit. I can put it together the way I wanna. Besides, I can show you that I don't have to always follow the instructions. All right, so then now we're gonna clean off our ink, because the longer it sits, the more color it tends to color the photopolymer. And isn't it funny? We can use a black ink pad and it doesn't color the stamp. You use pink and it colors. You use a purple, it colors. All right. I mean, see, that one is already, you probably can't see it very well, but it's pink. Just with the amount of love we have given it today. Okay, so then now we're done with the Stampin' Pearson mat. We can put that away. We can use the craft mat just so that we can put our stuff where we want it. All right, so this gold piece gets a dimensional. Now, I'm going to actually use a larger dimensional because we have two sizes, but this is a big circle, so I'm just going to use a big dimensional. And I'm going to stab and grab that backing. Oops. And it's going to fly away. Fly, free, butterfly. Just kidding. All right. So then now we're going to put that right here. And on a dimensional. Okay. And then now the congratulations, that is going to have the, it's going to, I'm not going to put a dimensional there because there's already one there. So I'm just going to put one on each side. So I don't know why the directions are telling me to do that. So I'm just going to put one there, and I'm going to use a big one. Why not? All right, so in the beginning, I said that I'm going to draw names. Okay, so Facebook only allows 30 days for a video, and then it deletes it. So now I am also putting my Facebook Lives on my YouTube channel. So if you see on my Instagram page, like, hashtag number, this is 397, and you go to Facebook Live and you're looking for 397 and it's not there, you'll be able to find that on my YouTube channel. Okay, so then now we're going to put dimensionals on this, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab the little ones. But anyways, I'm going to pick 3 winners, okay? So make sure that when you share this video, you share it kind of sooner rather than later. And the reason why I say that is so that somebody on your timeline may like this video. And I want to give that person a chance also to win. So do that sooner rather than later. Okay. So that is what is card number 3. This is just super simple. I mean, very easy to put together. You can do multiples. And like I said, I'm going to come back and make these. Now, I'm going to actually add Wink of Stella to the butterflies again on this one. So when I pick a winner, I take your name out. So whoever wins card number 1 is just going to win card number 1. Card number 2 is going to be won by somebody else. And then card number 3. I want to give out the cards to 3 different people. So if you watch my Facebook Lives and this is your first time, welcome. You can also watch the replay. I don't pick the winners tonight. I try to give everybody the most chances to win. So if you do a heart or a thumbs up, that gets your name entered to win one of these cards. Okay, so that's one way. If you leave a comment, all you have to do is say hi. And again, if you've not seen my Facebook Lives before, and this is your first time, tell me where you're from. Because I want to make sure, or I mean, I like hearing where everybody's from. So I kind of get to know what part of the country people are watching me from. And then, if you share this on your timeline, you also get 2 entries. So this is Carolyn. Hi, sweetie. How you feeling? Okay, so this is card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. And I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get entered to win. So do a thumbs up or a heart. And leave a comment. And then share this on your timeline. Number 1, you're also helping me get my name out there. I am a little fish in a huge pond of demonstrators. There's like 53,000. So that's just helping me get my name out there. And I want to thank you very much. Thank you, Stacy. Now, getting a kit like this sent to you in the mail, it takes generally about a half an hour to put a kit together when you're not doing a Facebook Live and when you're not doing, other things. So you could take this kit to say, like, while you're watching your son play soccer or your daughter playing hockey or at a dance recital practice, while waiting in the hospital with someone. I actually did a whole bunch of kits while I was on chemo. So that was years ago. But it made me feel good because I put the kits together so I could get the cards mailed out. But stamping fish? Huh? Stamping fish? I don't know what that means. Hey, Benji. You hear Benji? He goes, row, row, row. There he is. Hi. Hi, Benji. Row, row, row. Row. Yes, I'm talking to my cat. Laura, you're going to have to tell me what stamping fish means, because I don't understand. Did I say something weird? Again? What? That's Benji, if you can hear him. He's hanging on the floor staring at me like he needs attention or something. I don't know. He's the most attention needy cat. Okay. So today's Thursday, and I shall be live on Sunday. Okay. You said little fish, big pond. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Thank you. I did not understand. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for making me understand, Stacy. Okay. Do you guys have any questions on anything before I go? Just wanted to ask. What's your favorite card? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? What do you think? Which one's your favorite? I have to say I like this one the best, number 2. That's my favorite. Just because I really, really love, and in my opinion, I think this is like Queen Anne's lace almost. Yes. I am a little fish. Yep. I am a guppy. Let's see. Yeah. So, boy, all the cats are chatty tonight. You do like two, but one looks beautiful because you love the hugs. Yep. Okay, cool. Yes, I like the flowers the best. They are fantastic. What is this called? The design. It's using, what's the technique? I totally forget. Laura, you have to know it. You're so good at knowing things. Let's see. It's alcohol and re-inkers and watercolor. Well, it's a type of watercolor, but it's the way it's used, right? And yet delicate. You're correct. I agree with you on that. But what is the technique that gives you the spotting of the color? Laura, you should know this. I should know this, but it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember. Alcohol, something, I don't remember. We're going to stand here all night trying to think of what the word is, and I'm going to be like, yeah, that's it. That's what it's called. Blah, blah, blah. And then nobody's going to be here when that happens. All right, guys. Thank you for coming on and watching my videos while I'm live or watching the replay. I so appreciate it. I thank you for being able to talk back to you guys and have a conversation with my viewers, just because then I know I am really talking to somebody and somebody's watching. Because I do talk to myself a lot by myself. So sometimes there's nobody watching the video and I'm not, I'm just rambling on as if I'm talking to someone. But it's so fun to be able to have the responses back. So I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Thursday evening. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Have a great